Hi everybody, my name is Diana Ulabari and these are my word problems that I chose for the module. For my word problems, I focused on the second grade level because I had my nephew solve these problems, and I focused more on the type of problems that he is doing right now in his classroom. So these problems closely resemble exactly what he is doing. Right now, I focused on a lot of subtraction and addition. Some problems are focused mainly on subtraction or addition. I have a couple in there that focus on both, and he ended up solving them fairly quickly using the methods that he is using right now in his classroom. For the first one, I have a fairly simple one to start off, a lemonade stand math problem. And as you can see that I have the numbers written out right here. So when he reads the problems, he has to comprehend exactly what number they are asking for instead of just seeing it. And I noticed that when he completed the problem, he fairly easily did it. A lot of his problems, as I mentioned before, are written like this, and he was able to read it, write it out, and understand exactly what they were asking. So in this math problem, the student has a lemonade stand. She has 25 lemonades to sell. She sold 13, and how many did she not sell? As I mentioned before, his comprehension level was pretty well. He was able to write this out and solve it on the next slide. When we worked these out together, I noticed his strategy was to read it and to write it out as he read it. So he would read the first sentence, stop, write the number that they were asking, and then continue. He did this fairly easily, and he solved it in columns from left to right, like reading levels. So he went 2 minus 1, 5 minus 3, and he was able to come up with the answer at the bottom. For the next one was a little more unique and advanced. I was really curious to see how he did it. Again, he did it really easily. So in this one, we have the student who has a box of baseballs that he let his friend David borrow. He borrowed 5. His friend brought back 2 baseballs and lost 3. So how many baseballs did Jeremy have left? So this one, he struggled a little bit. It took him a little longer than the first one. But this focused more on subtracting and then being able to add exactly what he has left to come up with the amount of baseballs total that he has in the end. And how he did it was he first started with a box that he labeled all the baseballs at first. He labeled the amount that was taken away. He labeled the amount that was brought back. And he would, just like the previous problem, solved it in columns, was able to come up with the final answer, that Jeremy has 7 baseballs left. The next one I did was money counting, and second grade, this is fairly a new topic to him. He had just started it. However, he's pretty good at math, so he picked this up pretty well. This math problem focused on a smaller change, which is what he's focusing on now. Dakota has 5 nickels, 5 pennies, and how much does she have total? I was very surprised that he was able to know exactly how much a nickel is and how much a penny is. He knew that pretty quickly. And the way he solved it was he knew nickels were 5 cents, so he added 5 and 5 and 5. He paired them up together and was able to come up with 25. Same thing with the 1 penny. He did this fairly quickly because he's pretty comfortable with the smaller numbers, and he easily solved it for 30 cents. The next one I chose was video games. Considering he's 7, he really enjoys video games. So we went through this one pretty quickly. Jared has $40 for a new video game. The new video game is $60. How much more money does Jared need for the new video game? I was surprised that he used subtraction method for this. He actually wrote out how much money total Jared has, or how much the game is, and how much he actually has. And he also solved this in columns. For the last one, I kept it simple. Again, wrote out the number. Bailey has 6 bananas she bought from the store. She needs 12 bananas total. how many more bananas does she need to buy. He struggled a little bit because it's bananas, I noticed. And then when I showed him an actual visual pair, it made a little more sense to him. So he can see the grouping methods a little bit. And the way he solved it was 6 bananas total, how many she needs. And he was easily able to put, as in groups, 6 and 6 would equal 12. And he solved that fairly easily. And that is my math word problems for the week. Thank you.